Hello crafty friends, I'm Lien from Studio Kato and I'm so happy to be back with another video near the end of the year here. So I did want to say that I'm very grateful for all of you. I'll get more into the sappy stuff a little later on in the video. Now for this card, I wanted to create a thank you card kind of symbolically for everyone watching. But I also wanted to use some products that I hadn't used before, and one of them is this Waffle Flower Grip Mat. I am trying this out for the second time here, but the first time for stenciling, and I do like it more for stenciling than for stamping. I don't think I'll use this a lot for stamping in my Misty. It's just not working out really well with how I stamp, but it's great for stenciling. I really love the process here. I am also using the Concord 9th Flower Press stencil set, which is so stunning. They released this, I think, together with their new ink colors of the year, and I fell in love with it immediately. I ordered it immediately and then never got around to using it, so it was definitely one of those products that I had to use before the end of the year. Another one of those products is the newer Pinkfresh Studio ink cubes, or the inks really. I much prefer cubes because they're less expensive, they take up less space on my desk and in my storage, so I can get more colors. I love those. And I really like the new Pinkfresh Studio inks, but I hadn't really gotten around to playing a lot with them yet. So I challenged myself to make a color combination here that was mostly new Pinkfresh Studio inks. There is an older yellow in there as well though. I am loving the colors. Like I said, I think they're a great addition to the inks they already have, but I especially love those new teals and new oranges. They're one of my favorites. There is one more ink cube set, I think it's the pinks, that are just stunning, especially the darker ones. Absolutely have my heart. This is one of those new greens. In the end, it was a little bit too close to the yellow ink that I used, so I wish I had gone for a shade darker of the green here, but I think it worked out fine anyway. Now, how I'm using this grip mat with the stencils is pretty easy. I have one of those acetates with the grid on it from Waffle Flower that comes with the grip mat. I have that on the back of the grip mat, so I do have some lines to line my stencil out with. I lined up my cardstock right in the center. They have an A2 panel guide thingy on the grid, so that's helpful. And then I just used the lines to line up my stencil, and I made sure to line up each stencil with the same lines. It's really easy to do. Just remember which lines you used. Then again, stencils like this are usually really easy to line up anyway, so if you're a line off, you're definitely going to notice. What I did find is that it's easier to peel off the cardstock without damaging it if you just bend the grip mat a little bit. Now, this has to be one of my favorite sentiment products that was released this year, and I hadn't used it yet, which is a shame. This is the Thankful Scripty Sayings from Concord 9th. There is another Scripty Sayings die set from Concord 9th, which has the same font. It's the same really large Scripty font, which I just fell in love with. But they're just a little bit more, I think it's the quintessential Scripty Sayings maybe. They're just a little bit more everyday, not just thank you sentiments. There is a hello in there, which is really fun. I just really like bold sentiments like this, but I also like a Scripty font, so I'm very happy Concord 9th combined those. I also used the silver cardstock from Concord 9th, the silver glittery cardstock, and I did layer that up on the white cardstock. I think there's 2 layers of white cardstock and 1 layer of silver in the end. I'm using some Barely Art Precision Craft glue to glue all of that together. I really like liquid glue or liquid adhesive, so yeah, that's a go-to for me. This is done on Neenah Solar White cardstock, and actually I've been making cards for 5 years. Neenah cardstock is super hard to find in Europe. It's usually out of stock everywhere. This is the first time I'm using it, and I really like it. I like the cardstock. My ink doesn't fade onto it. The cardstock that I used before, the ink sort of sunk into the cardstock a little bit too much. So in the end, the colors usually ended up a little bit paler than I wanted them to be. This doesn't seem to do that. I don't believe this is white cardstock though. It's very creamy, which is nice. It's definitely nice. It's going to match my watercolor cardstock nicely, but I wouldn't call this white. It's an off-white at best. I don't know why everyone is so crazy about the white color of this cardstock, because it's not white. But it's not nice. It's a nice whitish color, I guess. I like it. It's just not white. I did fiddle around with teeny tiny foam tape pieces behind those sentiments, and then I trimmed off the excess of those Scripty sentiments as well. So this is the card. It was really fun to make. I had a lot of fun for half an hour making this card. I love playing around with color combinations using stencils. Layering stencils are just the perfect opportunity to pull out some inks that you haven't used yet, or a new combination that you're trying. It's always fun to play around with layering stencils. I hope you like this card, because it's sort of for you, because I did really want to say thank you to, I guess, the whole community, not just people that watch my videos, because that's a little shallow, but paper crafting is really the bright spot in my life. Especially this year. I really needed it most days, and that would have been a lot more boring without the companies putting out amazing products, or without the very fun companies that asked to work with me, which is always an honor, and of course without, people sharing their creations online. It's a lot less fun if you're doing it all alone. So yeah, I'm just really grateful for this community. It's been a really fun year, even though I haven't been around much in the second half of the year. I was still scrolling through Instagram and watching YouTube videos. So yeah, thank you all for being here and for always being kind. I do have a blog post up as well, which is even more sappy than this video, so you can read that as well. And it also has a visual list of all the things I used if you're curious about those. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for a wonderful 2023, and on to an even more wonderful 2024. Bye.